Joining me on the Room podcast, making his pro debut at Cage Titans 49 on August 28th, is Dion Rubio. Dion, my friend, congratulations on the big step, man. How you doing?
What's up, Steve? Thanks for having me. I'm doing pretty well, Training's pretty much done, completed. And a light day tomorrow, and then just weight cut week. So that's usually the hardest part is weight cut.
Well, dude, it's been a long road since you're getting back in that cage. I want to say a couple of years. So is it like riding a bike? Is it, all systems go and, business as usual?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really changed, It's been 2 years since I fought, sadly. Last year I lost opportunities, supposed to go fight for CFFC. Then I got sick, which I believe was Corona. And then the world shut down when I was supposed to fight Mo for Cage Titans. So I missed out on 2 title opportunities last year, so my last fight was in 19. But it's not anything different, really. I'm still training. We've been open since they started uplifting all the restrictions and stuff. So we had to go through that whole process, staying 6 feet apart in the gym. And then, once the restrictions got lifted, we were right back at it. So I ended up having to get surgery too. So that was a little bit of a rehab, a little stop in my game. But at the same time, it made me a lot better. So nothing, it's just like you said, getting back on the bike.
Is that something? Is that an injury that was lagging on fights previous to this one coming up that you really needed to take care of?
Yeah, no, I hurt my shoulder in 2018 training, and I just never got it checked out until COVID hit, and then the time off from everything being shut down, the time being stuck at home. When I finally got back to the gym, I couldn't even pop off a jab. My arm literally would just shut down. I couldn't even wash my hands without being in pain. So I decided to get it fixed and feel strong. No problems.
Excellent. Well, I saw you on social media when you were getting the operation, and then you went through the rehab and all that physical therapy, and then you were really excited, made a big post. I'm ready to get back in there, feeling great, all injury-free, and here we go, man, the pro debut. Was it the fights all falling through and, this kind of rebirth of yours during the COVID, getting the training, getting repaired, that made the decision, hey, let's go pro?
So my coach for Tri Force, Pete Jeffrey, and I were talking about pro even before I fought Eddie George. We wanted to get a couple more fights in and experience, the game more or less. And I learned a big lesson from Eddie George, so I wanted to take 1 or 2 more fights. I got the one against Pete Luciani, but then, that was at the end of 19, so I lost out on a year plus of fighting, a year and a half, because I didn't fight at all last year, and I'll be fighting at the end of this month. So it's been a very long time, but I'm just excited for it, I'm just like antsy, like I'm dying. That's it.
Well,
that's all I can think about. I'm just like so giddy right now. I have anxiety, just wanting to get this over with. I just want to fight.
Well, I know, Dion, you were getting a lot of training partners ready during the shutdown because they were still active fighting for major organizations. John Duma fighting for Bellator. Nate, the Snake, all over the place, bouncing around, fighting. Dude, so you've been really getting in the rounds. I mean, these guys use you as a regular kind of training partner during fight camp. So you're used to the long rounds and the real tough sparring and all that goes along with it. Is there anything you had to change on yourself as far as getting ready for potential 5 rounds? 5-minute rounds, or is it something you're already used to from all the rounds you got with your training partners?
It's a little different, of course. You kind of have to work at like a faster pace with 3 minutes. There's not that much time. for you to really implement a game plan. But with 5 minutes, there's longer time. You can buy it out a little bit, and play a little bit of a safer game, at least for that first round. Try to cause your opponent to get a little tired. So that's something that I really is kind of my style, is working on, getting the person tired without me exerting too much force. So 5 minutes is something we normally spar with, or even like just doing jujitsu, where we're doing like 5-6 minute rounds. On average, like that's regular. So when it comes to sparring, if we're doing 3 rounds, that's 3 minute rounds. That's just because we want to get more bodies, different looks. But usually it'll be like 4 or 5 minute rounds.
Excellent.
So it's nothing really that much different. Like you said, going with like Nate, Duma, Gary Boletto, all those guys. So it definitely helps.
Excellent, my man. Great guys, great trainer partners, great, future champions with some of those names there. Well, dude, the guy you're facing, man, is not making his pro debut. He's been around the block. He's got like 8 or 9 professional fights between boxing and MMA. I think he's got a couple of MMA fights. Hasn't been active as far as MMA in a couple of years, but he's from Brazil. I think he's in the United States now. I believe he might be out of Boston now, restationed there as far as relocation. But he's coming to Cage Titans, and, he's got the experience over here. What do you know about this guy, since every fight, I think even most of his boxing matches, has been in Brazil?
I don't know anything really. I wasn't able to really see much besides whatever I saw on like Tapology for his record and how his fights turned out. I'm not really worried. I go against some of the best guys in New England. I just need to follow the plan, listen to Pete, listen to my corners, and just stay composed. And even if I'm starting to feel really good and I'm getting in the zone and I'm feeling nice and smooth, I need to still be protecting myself. Anything can happen. This is pros. So now I have like Nate will throw more elbows at me now in sparring, and it's a different game. It's fun, but I'm gonna be looking to utilize some of that stuff myself. So
excellent, man. Well, that big step, bro, man. Congratulations, dude, and making it for Cage Titans. You've had every one of your amateur fights for them. As you spoke before, you were supposed to fight Mo for the amateur 155-pound title. Now you're making your pro debut for him. How excited are you? Because as we know, you've had training partners that were amateur champions there. That have fought for only Cage Titans. I mean, how do you feel about making that walk as a pro for this organization that you grew up with?
I'm definitely happy and blessed to be able to get a fight on this card, to make my pro debut, or just simply having a fight. It's 2 years, and this is what I love to do. I'm in the gym every day between teaching and training myself, so I spend hours every day in the gym, and I just want to put on a show, just like I always have. I like to think that I have done. I think I put on a display in my 5 fights, my 5 amateur fights, and now it's time to take it to the pros and keep everybody on the edge of their seat longer.
Excellent, my man. Well, it's a whole new game, brother. You're selling yourself now. You're a professional MMA fighter, man. I see you got selling shirts. You're running around selling tickets, all this other stuff, man. A lot of success going on with Tri Force, man. You guys are killing it all over on the mats, in the cage and outside of the cage, man. You guys are doing all great things out there. Dan Cormier's boxing, making pro debut boxings and winning there, man. We got Richie on the same card as you, Richie Santiago, who's one of your trainer partners, man. So it's going to be a special night for Tri Force, man, to see you make your pro debut, man. Who's going to be, you mentioned corners. We know Pete is always there. Who else is going to be helping you out in the corner?
So I've always had John Duma in my corner as well, and he'll be there this time. And sadly, I couldn't have my my coach Keith Jeffrey there this time. He had something booked out months ago. So I will actually have Dan Cormier in my corner. So it'll be cool to have Dan there with me too, because Dan's the reason why I started fighting. He introduced me to Triforce, so it'll definitely be cool to have him there and, you know, represent for him and the whole team. Pete, Duma, everybody, Ty, Richie, everybody.
Excellent, my man. Well, like I said, it's going to be a special night. It's a homecoming for you. You're making that walk as a pro, dude. Last thing, my friend, I know you got all these shirts. I know you're still selling tickets, hustling around, man. Throw your social media out there, how we get in touch with you. And, you know, I'll let you get out of here because we got a week left before you make that big step, bro.
Yes, sir. You can follow me on Instagram. It's hashtag, not hashtag, at sign whatever, LISKLO. The name will be Young Thunder. You follow me there. I don't have a Facebook or like a fighting page, so I really don't even like social media like that. I only have it because it's necessary in this day and age, especially because I want to fight.
Well, that's all cool, my friend. Any sponsors, anyone you want to shout out to besides Triforce there?
Yeah, of course. Always shout out to Triforce, you know, my coaches. I wouldn't be here without them and their guidance, and my teammates, you know, iron sharpens iron. Carlos Machado, Jiu-Jitsu. I've had the pleasure of meeting the legend himself, Carlos Machado, and meet wonderful people from all over the country and the globe. Much thanks to them. And then my man, Pete Farjabedian, Pete's Pop, if anybody doesn't know what it is, they sell the most exotic snacks from all over the world, and sodas and drinks and juices and candy and stuff. So it's a pretty cool store. Obviously, I can't have that now, but there's a shop in Pawtucket, and there's a shop in Peabody, and they also have a shop all the way out in West Palm Beach. So my man's doing big things. In a year, he flew out to Florida from Massachusetts. So it's a big inspiration, and it's an honor to have him on my shirt.
Excellent, my man. Great for you, bro, man. You got a sponsor. You're helping out with someone just starting out in the business, man. So great for you, brother. As far as seeing you on the 28th, man, it's going to be great to see you, brother. I'll be at the show covering it. We'll be talking about you extensively about this pro debut in the pre-show. And, dude, I hope to see you in the back room, as I always do with your Triforce training partners, you know, talking about their great wins, man. So, pleasure, Dion, man, and congratulations on the big step here.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for having me, and I'll see you next week.
You go get it, my friend.
Yes, sir.